Let me guess how your planning usually goes. It's late at night. You're tired but not sleepy. You open your phone and think, okay, I need to get my life together. So you start planning. Next year, you'll earn more. In a few years, you'll be investing seriously. Eventually, you'll buy a house. And somewhere in that plan, things calm down and money stops being stressful. And for about 10 minutes, it feels amazing. Like you finally have control. Then a few weeks go by. An unexpected expense pops up. Work gets overwhelming. Your savings don't move the way you thought they would. And suddenly, that carefully planned future feels very far away again. If you've ever thought, I planned so much, why do I still feel stuck? Yeah, you're not alone. My name is Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, behavior, and why people who are clearly trying their best still feel like they're falling behind. If you're someone who plans, works hard, and still feels anxious about money, like you're doing all the right things but nothing is clicking, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, I want to talk about why the way most people plan their lives financially is actually working against them asterisk, and what to do instead if you want real progress, not just motivation. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't actually plan their lives. They imagine them. They imagine promotions. They imagine higher income. They imagine being more disciplined later. But imagination is cheap. Reality is expensive. Traditional life planning assumes life moves in a straight line. Effort in, success out. But life is messy. Money is emotional. And progress rarely happens on schedule. According to the Indian Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average person switches jobs every 4 years. At the same time, the Federal Reserve reports that nearly 4 out of 10 adults would struggle to handle a Rs 400 emergency. So we have people making 10-year plans while living one surprise away from financial chaos. That gap is the real problem. Here's the thing. Planning feels like action because your brain rewards it like action. Psychologists call this the planning fallacy. When you write goals or map out the future, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical you get when you actually make progress. So your mind checks the box before the work is done. That's why people say, I've been working on my finances, when what they really mean is, I've been thinking about my finances. Thinking isn't useless, but it's not enough. And this is where it starts to get sneaky. Let's slow this down and do real math. Say you earn Rs 60,000 a year. After taxes, maybe you bring home around Rs 3,700 a month. Rent is Rs 1,500. Car payment, insurance, fuel, maybe Rs 700. Food, phone, internet, subscriptions, another Rs 1,000. You're already around Rs 3,200. That leaves Rs 500. Out of that Rs 500, you're supposed to save, invest, handle emergencies, travel, enjoy life, and somehow feel secure. That's not poor discipline. That's a thin margin. When your margin is thin, every small problem feels big. A medical bill feels like a crisis. A job issue feels terrifying. A missed paycheck feels catastrophic. So your plan doesn't fail because you didn't want it badly enough. It fails because it had no room to breathe. Most financial plans sound like this. I'll save more. I'll spend less. I'll invest when I'm ready. Those aren't plans. They're wishes. Goals describe an outcome. Systems control what happens when motivation disappears. A goal says, I should save. A system says, money leaves my account automatically before I can touch it. A goal depends on future, you being disciplined. A system assumes future. You will be tired, distracted, and human. And that assumption is usually correct. Look, nobody wakes up excited to overspend. People overspend because their environment pushes them there. Your paycheck arrives. Bills wait quietly. But spending opportunities are everywhere. Notifications, ads, convenience. Your brain is wired to prefer comfort now over safety later. That's not weakness, that's survival wiring. This is why advice like, just be more disciplined, doesn't work long term. Discipline fades. Structure sticks. Here, what most people don't realize. The real goal of financial planning isn't wealth. It's reducing stress. Money stress is the background noise of life. It affects your sleep, your relationships, your career decisions. The Indian Psychological Association consistently ranks money as the top source of stress for adults. So instead of asking, where do I want to be in 10 years? Ask, what would make my life feel calmer right now? That question changes everything. Think of your finances like a building. You don't start with the penthouse. This is cash. Not exciting, not impressive. 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Why cash? Because cash gives you time. Time lets you think clearly. Clear thinking leads to better decisions. Without this layer, every choice feels urgent. Urgency leads to bad decisions. Once stability exists, progress becomes boring. Retirement contributions on autopilot. Debt payments automated. Savings happening without effort. According to Vanguard, automated investors consistently outperform manual ones. Not because they're smarter, because they don't panic. Consistency beats brilliance. This is where freedom shows up. Learning new skills. Exploring side income. Taking calculated risks. But here's the key. Optionality only works if failure doesn't destroy you. Most people try to start here. They skip the foundation and wonder why everything feels risky. Traditional planning assumes certainty. Life delivers uncertainty. A good financial plan doesn't predict the future. It prepares for multiple versions of it. That's why people with simple systems often outperform people with detailed spreadsheets. They can adapt. They can wait. They can say no. And saying no is an underrated form of wealth. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but I don't earn enough. Fair. Income matters. But here's the part people miss. According to research on lifestyle inflation, spending rises almost rupees to rupees with income increases for most people. More money without systems doesn't create security. It creates nicer stress. Systems first. Income second. I've seen people with impressive jobs, great salaries, and constant anxiety. And I've seen people earning less who sleep better. The difference isn't intelligence. It's margin. When you have margin, problems are inconvenient. When you don't, problems are terrifying. Wealth isn't loud. Stress is. Here's your short list. 1. Figure out your survival number. Rent, food, utilities, transport. 2. Build your first rupees 1,000 buffer. Not perfect, just real. 3. Automate one financial decision this week. 4. Pause long-term planning until the present feels stable. That alone puts you ahead of most people who are stuck planning instead of building. Look, ambition isn't the problem. Fragile plans are. Stop planning your life like everything will go right. Start building systems that hold when things go wrong. If this helped you see money differently, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want honest conversations about money that actually help. And remember this. The best financial plan isn't the most detailed one. It's the one that still works on your worst day. I'll see you next time.